Hello, everyone, and happy Canada Day. Because it's Canada Day, I'm going to be posting several Canadian singers, musicians. We already have some Canadian singers and groups on the channel, but it's Canada Day, so we're going to have a few more. And we're going to start fairly gently with Leonard Cohen. We already have some Leonard Cohen on the channel, and this song is called Suzanne. It was originally a poem. Leonard was a poet before he became a singer. People encouraged him to sing. Some people say he just still didn't sing, but he was more of a storyteller. But this poem was printed in Parasites of Heaven in 1966 and then put to song. I think it was in the same year, but I'm not positive. So Suzanne is one of my favorite songs from Leonard Cohen. So we'll have a listen to it and then we'll look at the lyrics afterwards. All right, forgot to mention, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you do, and click that notification bell, and then you'll be notified when there are new videos. All right, let's go.
Suzanne takes you down to her place near the river. You can hear the boats go by. You can spend the night beside her, and you know that she's half crazy, but that's why you wanna be there. And she feeds you tea and oranges that come all the way from China. And just when you mean to tell her that you have no love to give her, then she gets you on her wavelength, and she lets the river answer that you've always been her lover. And you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, and you know that she will trust you, for you've touched her perfect body with your mind. And Jesus was a sailor when he walked upon the water, and he spent a long time watching from his lonely wooden tower. And when he knew for certain only drowning men could see him, he said, all men will be sailors then until the sea shall free them. But he himself was broken long before the sky would open. Forsaken, almost human, he sank beneath your wisdom like a stone. And you want to travel with him, and you want to travel blind, and you think maybe you'll trust him, for he's touched your perfect body with his mind. Now Suzanne takes your hand and she leads you to the river. She is wearing rags and feathers from Salvation Army counters, and the sun pours down like honey on Our Lady of the Harbor. And she shows you where to look among the garbage and the flowers. There are heroes in the seaweed, there are children in the morning. They are leaning out for love, they will lean that way forever, while Suzanne holds the mirror. And you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, and you know you can trust her, for she's touched your perfect body with her mind.
All right, there's a few versions of Leonard Cohen there, the older gentleman over to the left. Yeah, gorgeous song. Love the guitar, like the backing vocals in there as well. And of course, his wonderful, deep, uh, melodic voice. Not sure that I would call it a singing voice exactly, but it's a gorgeous voice and it's a poetic voice. He's a poet, I think, really. That's and a storyteller. That's the way I've always listened to Leonard Cohen. Um, yeah, he's incredible in my books, and I hope you enjoyed this one. We're going to have a look at the lyrics now. Suzanne by Leonard Cohen, written by Leonard Cohen, of course. Published as a poem first, as I mentioned, back in 1966, so going back a few years. Suzanne takes you down to her place near the river. You can hear the boats go by. You can spend the night beside her. And you know that she's half crazy, but that's why you want to be there. And she feeds you tea and oranges that come all the way from China. I really think that with Leonard Cohen, yes, you can extract a lot of meaning out of the song or out of the lyrics, but I don't know. I just like to enter into it and just let it flow over me. And that's the words as well. It's the poetry. It's just so beautiful. The imagery that I get when I read it or when I listen to it. Uh, I'm not sure that I want to extract too much meaning out of it. I also know that, I've heard and read that, this is based on someone he knew, but very loosely. I mean, he took a lot of poetic license here. Um, so yeah, it's not really about that person specifically or literally. So yeah, you want to be with that person, even though you think she's half crazy. And then there's a lot of poetry here, feeding you tea and oranges that come all the way from China. So something exotic, and then food and drink is often included in sort of poetic narratives, let's say. And just when you mean to tell her that you have no love to give her, then she gets you on her wavelength and she lets the river answer that you've always been her lover. So it's just flowing through you, the emotion, and she's got you on her wavelength. So you've got these waves and rivers and things, and you really cannot. You can't avoid it. You can't avoid her or her love. And you want to travel with her and you want to travel blind, and you know that she will trust you, for you've touched her perfect body with your mind. It's just so beautiful to me. The lyrics and the way they blend is just amazing. And Jesus was a sailor when he walked upon the water, okay? And he spent a long time watching from his lonely wooden tower. Yeah, I imagine he would be lonely. And it's interesting to call him a sailor because he could walk on water. So I guess in a sense he was a sailor. And when he knew for certain only drowning men could see him, he said, "All men will be sailors then until the sea shall free them." Yeah, when people are in trouble, they often turn to religion, they turn to God or Jesus or whatever. So only drowning men could see him. So then he wanted all men to be sailors, then until the sea shall free them. Um, I guess in theory, when they're drowning, when they drown, and then they'll see Jesus. But he himself was broken long before the sky would open. I'm assuming he's talking about the flood. Forsaken, almost human, he sank beneath your wisdom like a stone. Yeah, Jesus, if there was such a thing, was a human, of course, and that's all. He sank beneath your wisdom like a stone, and you want to travel with him, and you want to travel blind, and you'll think maybe you'll trust him, for he's touched your perfect body with his mind. Now Suzanne takes your hand, and she leads you to the river. She is wearing rags and feathers from the Salvation Army counters. I'm not sure there should be a "the" in there. And the sun pours down like honey on Our Lady of the Harbor, and she shows you where to look among the garbage and the flowers. So she's revealing the beauty of the world to you. She's wearing rags and feathers from the Salvation Army counters, but the way these words are put together and the way everything flows, you get the feeling that she's beautiful no matter what, and that she sees beauty and she's showing you that. in the garbage and the flowers, you know. She shows you where to look. There are heroes in the seaweed. There are children in the morning. They are leaning out for love, and they will lean that way forever while Suzanne holds the mirror. And you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, and you know that you can trust her, for she's touched your perfect body with her mind. So I think it's just beautifully put together, thought out, and I know seen Leonard Cohen in interviews and whatnot, how and I don't know whether this song took a long time, but I know some of his writing he said took a very long time just to find the next word, just to find the next line. It wasn't always easy for him to do that because I don't know whether he called himself a perfectionist, but he certainly, to me, he's a kind of perfectionist at any rate because of the quality of his writing and the beauty of his poetry. I could extract a lot more and say a lot more, but I think I won't because there's just so many nuances that would be different for different people, and I think I would rather that everyone take what they can from it or just sit back and enjoy it and let it wash over them and sort of let themselves become ensconced in the lyrics and in that beautiful melodic deep voice of Leonard Cohen's. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm not sure why you wouldn't, but I guess different strokes for different folks. But that's Leonard Cohen, Canadian artist. Unfortunately, we lost him a while ago, but we still have his music and his videos and great performances that he did over the years. So at least we have that. All right, it's Ron from RJJ's Reactions. Let me know who else you would like to hear from. In the meantime, keep listening, keep having fun. Bye bye for now.